Wow, I haven't been behind the camera in a while. Ooh. Okay, okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, let me get some water. Morning, beautiful people. How you guys doing? We are on Easter Monday. It's funny, like I was actually talking to my brother the other day. Since this whole cocoa started, and living by yourself, you actually forget, there is public holiday. Like it's the same, nothing changed. I didn't cook anything special for Easter. Actually, what did I have? Yesterday, I had some couscous, chickpeas, and some mincemeat combo with avo. And that's what I had for supper, guys. Yeah, living alone in these times. Ooh, it's very rough out here, fam. I didn't even get the usual um, bride meat, and my brother was very, very happy to send me those pictures of their bridesmaid. But yeah, guys, I just thought I'd come here and give you a little bit of a story time. You know, something about Dorcas. And I was like, this is a fun story. Even though I do not like sharing or people getting to know much about me. Like I will involve you in my life, but more of what I do, not the person who I am. I don't know if that makes sense. Like I don't like people knowing a lot about me, the inside me. You'll know the top level, not the inner layer. So I was like, this is a fun story to tell. And actually, my friend told me to tell this story because we in this whole virus. We're in lockdown because of this whole virus. So she's like, maybe you should tell this story. And I was like, kudos to you, girl. Kudos to you, Kundai. Thank you. So, as I tell you a little bit of what happened, I thought I would do like a mask, because I get very what is the word? I get very shy just looking in the camera and talking about myself. So I'll be applying some mask. It's called exfoliating mud mask, and this is how it looks like. It actually does look like a mud. So what I'm gonna start off is just wetting my hands and then applying this on my face, leaving it there for 10 minutes, then going and washing it off. It's supposed to help exfoliate and yeah, it's a deep cleansing, rejuvenating mask made from honey and rooibos. Yeah, leave it there for 10 minutes or until dry, and then rinse with lukewarm water. Okay, let's get into it. So most of you don't know that I'm actually Kenyan. I came to South Africa in 2006 December. So I came this side to basically my aunt, who is my mom's sister, was like, hey, send your daughter through this side so that she can get better job opportunities once she has finished studying. So the thing is in Kenya is that we have a lot of educated people and very, very few jobs. It's more of it's an entrepreneurial country, if I can say so. You need to do something for yourself, because if you have to rely on companies or on a corporate job, if I can say so, it can get very difficult. But it has improved over the years because there are more international companies moving to Kenya, starting or having a branch that side. So more people are getting more job opportunities. but it's still a struggle. It's still a struggle, guys. So like you can find someone who has like a master's, and they are masters in whatever degree or whatever education that they have, and they will be busy. They could be busy actually like selling fruits. So background background info. Kenya, it's we also, what can I say? A lot of people make money from like I said, selling your own business, and that also includes selling fruits and vegetables. We have a lot of natural things, as in like fruits, veggies, animals. So a lot of our aunts and uncles, you find them having like a spaza shop, if I can say so, selling that. So yeah, so my aunt was like, hey, why don't you send your daughter over this side, so that when she finishes high school and varsity, she has better job opportunities, because South Africa has, it's more diverse, and you have more prospects of getting a job this side. And also, yeah, in Kenya, you need to know the right people. As in, you need to know the right people. You need to be from the right tribe. It's very tribalistic. It's a very tribalistic country. You need to be from the right tribe, know the right people. And of course, corruption is everywhere, but it's huge. It's huge in Kenya. It's too much of a hassle just to get a job. It's a lot of a hassle. So that's why my aunt suggested I should come over this side. So, anyways, fast forward to 2006 when I came to South Africa. So at that time, I was 13 years old, um, and basically my aunt was actually also moving to South Africa from Botswana. So she moved this side and she moved to Durban. So I grew up in Durban most of my teenage years. So I grew up in Durban. I went to a high school that side, and yeah. So after high school, I moved to Joburg for university, and then now I've been in Johannesburg this whole time. But when I was in Durban, so I started high school in grade 9 this side, and it was an all girls school. So this was in 2007. That's when I started school. So yeah, I'm going to school, as usual, being the new kid. And my friend Kundai was telling me, not actually, yeah, she told me about this time when we were both new in the schools. She had come from Cape Town, and she is Zimbabwean. So she was also new in school, and so we were the two new kids in the school, and we were basically being introduced to our classes, our student, our fellow classmates, our teachers, and so forth. So she said that there's a time we were about to go for our African school class, and I don't remember this, but this is what she said. That I was this hyper child, and I was like, "Hey, my name is Dorcas," and what is something in the lines of, "Don't worry, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it through," and she said at that moment she was like, "You know what? Come rain, come sunshine, she will make sure that she is friends with me, because of the type of person I was." And lo and behold, we are still friends until today, actually. But yeah, so first year in my high school, new kid. So when I was being introduced to the school or to my classes, they were also aware that I was from Kenya. So there I was, the new kid, all the way from Kenya. Um, and yeah, I thought I was a quiet child. Like, I tried coming into this environment being like, you know what, let me be quiet, suss out the environment, see how it is, and yeah, yeah, that did not last for long. That did not last for long. I was too much of a talkative person. I talk a lot. I talk a lot. But yeah, so when I had to pick my classes, so before going to my classes and the subjects that I chose, um, in Kenya, our schooling system is more of a standard, not a grade. So we have so our schooling system is 8 years in primary school, 4 years high school, and then 4 years in university. But in South Africa, the schooling system is that it's 7 years primary school, 5 years 5 years high school, and then 3 years varsity. So I had already done 8 years in Kenya for primary, and then I'd also done 1 year high school in Kenya before I moved this side. So if I was to convert that into South Africa's schooling system, that means I should have been in grade 10, because yeah, in grade 10. But since in South Africa you choose the subjects you're supposed to do from grade 10, I couldn't go straight to grade 10 without knowing, what without knowing what subjects I'm gonna choose. So that's why I had to start from grade 9. So grade 9, that's when I started high school. Um, yeah, and then so when I was in Kenya, I did French as a subject, and when I got here, I had to choose a second language on top of English, that is either Afrikaans or Zulu. So I was like, okay, I've never heard of neither of the languages, either I've never heard of Afrikaans or Zulu. So I was like, okay, since I did French, I'm thinking Afrikaans might be close to that. Ooh, I got the shock of my life. Ah, wow. I'll never forget. I'll never forget the first day in my Afrikaans class. The teacher is there. So she comes in, and of course she starts off with the greetings. She's like, Goeie Mora. I was like, what the hell did I walk into? And I was starstruck. Because all I could hear was the ha and the fr. I was just like, what is happening? This is not French, like, or anything close to French. I thought maybe, I would master Afrikaans easier because I know French. But yo, no, no. It was a shocker. It was a huge shocker. Ooh. So there I was in the Afrikaans class. Then I was like, nah, I don't think I'll make it. Let me go to Zulu. So I'll switch to Zulu. So before switching to Zulu, in the Afrikaans class, I was allowed to have the Afrikaans English dictionary. So I would translate the words, look it up and then translate. Then and then I think after one test, or I'm not sure why I changed to Zulu, but I think it was after a test. I was like, let me change to Zulu and see how it is. So I changed to Zulu. Ooh, there it was even tough. Yo. So Zulu is it's an African language, but it's very different to Swahili. So take that into account when I say that it was very difficult. So you would assume because it's an African language, it would be easy to understand each other, but it isn't. Swahili, there isn't a lot of, not even there isn't, as in there isn't a lot, there isn't any clicking or any, mm, yeah, it's okay. Of course, I would say it's not hard because I grew up knowing Swahili. But if someone else had to try and learn Swahili, maybe they would say it's hard for them. So this is my perspective, guys. So don't get offensive, or don't be offended by what I'm saying. It's just my perspective of, first time hearing Zulu, and I was like, wow, yeah, this is different. So in the Zulu class, I wasn't allowed to have the Zulu dictionary, so that was tough. Yeah, it was so tough. So we had a test. We had a Zulu test, and I did the test, and then the results came out, and I got 26%. My good Lord, that was a victory. You have no idea. It was such a victory. I called my mom. I was like, Mom, I did not get zero. I got 26%. 26%, that for me was like a 70, because without having a dictionary, and then I got 26% and it's my first test, I was over the moon. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was so proud of myself, guys. 26%. Can you imagine? Oh man, it was so good. But then, because of not having the dictionary, I was like, you know what? I don't think here I will have a high percent of me passing, because it gets tougher. And also with the second language, you still have to do the literature version of it. So can you imagine doing literature in Zulu without a dictionary? I was like, you know what? Here I'm not going to pass moving forward. Let me switch back to Afrikaans, because at least in Afrikaans I have the dictionary. So I switched back to Afrikaans, and I stuck with it, I guess. And I aced it. I got for my matric, I got 62%. So I killed it. Now don't ask me anything in Afrikaans. I forgot everything after that. But yeah,